Hey, gorgeous girls. I know you know what time it is. Time for hashtag Makeup Monday with your favorite Mary Kay must-haves. And this week, y'all, this is one of my most favorite things. I'm telling you, it is a difference maker in your appearance. It's one of those almost instant gratification things, and how few of those are there in life. And it is part of our Time Wise Repair line. It is the Biocellulose Mask. If you have ever heard or seen on TikTok or anywhere else about those masks that give you that like glass like look, your skin is just so luminous, so smooth, so firm, so lifted. This is the affordable, insanely scientifically backed product Mary Kay researched, produced, that you will find. So they come in little packets like this. And of course, like even to the touch, it feels cold. So if you're not a person that wants to put a cold mask on your face, you're going to want to just run some warm water in a bowl or in the sink and just let it soak in the warm water for a little bit before you cut or pull the top off. And then what you're going to end up pulling out, it's going to look like this. Now, it's going to have the product all over it, and you're going to want to peel back the mesh on both sides of the mask before you lay it on you. And you are going to kind of look like an emoji. Okay, so I want to give you an example of what it's going to look like before I tell you what it can do for you. Okay, so they may kill me. These are some of my girlfriends. Just this weekend, we were having a pampering, and so they all have on their biocellulose mask. Can you see like how it looks? It makes you kind of look like an emoji. And then also we have one of me when I was putting it on. So you can see it covers your whole face. But the other thing I want to make sure to point out, girlfriend to girlfriend, is once you have the mask on, you will notice there is still so much product left in the packet. So you want to massage that up and apply that all over your throat. Décolleté. I would definitely wear something like this, something off the shoulder or a little cami, so you can get as far down on your décolleté, your throat, the back of your arms and forearms, and you're going to want to leave it on at least 20 minutes. Now, I've been known to leave mine on a little longer than that because I just want it to soak in all of the yummy goodness. Now, let's talk about results. Let me just show you a before and after picture first. Now, this is only after 2 applications, so it is recommended to be used twice weekly as part of your anti-aging regimen. So can you see here her start picture, right? And the kind of texture on her skin. Then after 1 application, then after the second application. So that is totally a game changer, as you can tell, in just 2 applications. So what are the results you can expect? Lifting and firming, visibly more radiant skin, increases moisture levels for up to 24 hours. From editors and bloggers to industry insiders, those in the know look to Koreans' forward-thinking beauty culture known as K-beauty for the latest innovation. And so this is a Korean beauty booster with results visible in just 2 weeks. I did want to also tell you, though, for those that want to know, it is also one of those products that has been dermatologist tested so that it is safe for you to use on your skin. And it also is really great if you're like, well, gosh, I don't know if I'm into that much anti-aging, but I've got a couple of big events coming up for the holidays, then this would be great to get you red carpet ready. This would be the treatment for you to use at least a couple of times prior to those events, in those days leading right up to it. Also, because it comes in a pack of 4, great purchase for the holidays, and then divide them up into stockings or beauty baskets or whatever you may be giving, or if you're giving for Halloween, in a boo basket, right? So I can't say enough about the game changer of the biocellulose mask. Great reason to reach out to your Mary Kay girl this week. And I just had kind of a funny thought. I don't know, I haven't thought of this in years, you guys, but with Halloween coming up, I was thinking about scary things, and I'm not one of those that really is into watching scary movies or anything because they really affect me. And this will probably tell you why. As a little girl, I was afraid of my shadow. And I'm not talking about sort of afraid. It bothered me a little. I was terrified of her. And to the point that I would run screaming from her. So I was fine in the daylight, playing outside, doing all the things. But when it began to get dusk or darker, and especially it seemed to happen at my grandparents when they would turn on the outside lights, and my grandpa would sit on the swing, and we'd all be in the outside door chairs and just visiting the kids, us all playing, my cousins around them. That is when the shadows, of course, really show up. And I was fine until I noticed her. And then I would try to be subtle, even as a little girl, and like move away from her. And of course, what does she do? Move with me. And so then I might take some more drastic measures and move over towards my daddy. And what'd she do? Came with me. And depending on the lighting, she might have even gotten bigger. And then I would take off running, right? I'm like screaming, running, and what's she doing? Following me. And the further I run away from the light, the bigger the shadow gets. So it's like she is after me. Y'all, how many times in life as grown-ups do we still have some things like that that we are running from? They are actually attached to us, they're a part of us, and yet for some reason we're afraid of them. Maybe there's so much goodness in you, there's so much power, and you haven't had life spoken over you about your creativity, your possibilities, all the great things in you. And so the very things that could be making you shine, you're actually running from. Or maybe you had something that was not appealing to you, that you thought, gosh, I don't think I ever want to do that in life because that doesn't seem like a great profession. And yet your giftings would make you insanely great at that. Well, maybe it's like your shadow. Maybe you just, if you looked at it in a different way, right? Or, of course, if you look at it in the light, there's no shadow at all, right? We did a fun exercise at my retreat this weekend. We were talking about the Enneagram, and we were introducing it to some of the leaders that were here for the first time, some of them. And it was so funny as they were discovering more about themselves. Some of them were so excited to find out, oh, that's just who I really am. That's what makes me me. And a couple of them were, oh, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be. And so with them, one of the exercises I did was I said, you want me to tell you about a really cool person that I know has that same Enneagram number? And it was so funny with each one of them. They were like, huh, well, I know and like that person. So I think I'm going to look into that and open my mind a little and give it a different thought, give it a little more research. So maybe this week, there's something like that, like my shadow, or like something in you that you're just not sure that you're super excited about. When if you just looked at it from a different light, you would see that there's a lot in there of goodness and equipping. And that should you choose to let your light shine, shadows and all, it could be the very thing that sets you free or still and leads you straight into this preferred future that you've been dreaming of. So I hope maybe that'll bring up some thought provoking questions, some transforming thoughts, maybe a conversation with some trusted friends and loved ones about who you really be and what you bring to the table. And let's celebrate those strengths, those core qualities that are different from one another and the very things that make us so unique. Hope that blesses y'all this week. Make it a great one. Thanks for tuning in, and surprise, new stuff coming next Monday. Mwah.